Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, this Homeschool at Heart. I am Leah and I'm so happy that you're here to join us today. We're going to be talking about a collection of dinosaur books that my kids and I went through together for our paleontology unit last month, and I had the kids go through and rate them all and I'll be giving my opinion as well, but so that you guys can kind of see what dinosaur books you may or may not want to purchase for your homes. All right, guys, we just finished up a paleontology unit about 3 weeks ago. I have been meaning to put this video together for a little while and just haven't gotten there. Some things are going on in our family right now that I will hopefully talk about a little bit more later, but the long and the short of it is that the filming night that I usually do has been kind of moved around. I usually film Tuesday nights because my family is usually not here, but that has changed over the last few weeks, and will probably continue to not be, that night will not be available to me. So we are in the middle of the day right now filming in a different room. You'll notice that the background is different. This is my husband's office slash the place that we keep all of our school things in. The kids each have like a little table in here. It is very messy below where the camera line is, so I will not be showing it to you today, but maybe in another video coming up we will do that. So my husband usually works from home. He is at a meeting at his office today. So I'm taking advantage of this space. So I have quite a few dinosaur books. We are doing Harbor and Sprout. So we used the paleontology unit from that with a lot of their book suggestions, and also we are using Beautiful Feats Around California with children's books, and a couple of those books and book suggestions are in this pile as well. I will say that we are young Earth creationists, so if that doesn't line up with your beliefs, take what I have to say with a grain of salt. I will be talking about how a lot of these books have evolution in them, and I am not going to say don't read them, because we read all of these books, not cover to cover with some of the reference material, but we did read all of these books and use them for school. As a young Earth creationist, we do believe that God created the Earth in 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. We do believe those are literal days. It's totally up to you what you believe, obviously. I'm not going to tell you what to believe, but that is going to definitely influence what we think of each of these books. We are also not debating with anybody what our belief system is, but I just wanted you guys to know that's where we're coming from when I talk about dinosaur books. So because almost every single dinosaur book is going to talk about evolution and millions of years, and that doesn't line up with our belief system, we still use them and we still talk to our kids about them. We use the millions of years words and lingo in these books to have conversations with our kids about what we do believe, and we do think that it is important for them to know about evolution and about what modern day scientists think, and how, sorry, there was a motorcycle, and how that fits in with our belief system. So we studied all of these things at their face value. We had conversations with our kids, and now I'm going to have a conversation with you guys about all of these books and how our kids kind of digested the information. So for California history, they talked about the Ice Age, and that's part of our California history. So we have Once Upon a Mastodon, which is a Dr. Seuss book. All of my kids rated it as a 5. They really enjoyed this picture book. And the, you know, the typical Dr. Seuss style of it. It was, you know, kind of silly and fun and, I mean, but real. It talks about sinkholes and drowning mastodons and mammoths and things. So, cave drawings, but of course, you know, we've got to add in the cute Dr. Seuss fun for this. It was okay. As a mom who's homeschooling, this was just, it was just a fun book, and I probably wouldn't have purchased it, but it came with our curriculum. So, this one, I got a 3, a 4, and a 5 from my kids. This is Prehistoric Mammals by National Geographic. It's one of the leveled readers. This is, again, not one that I probably would have purchased had I seen it in a store and looked through it. This one is very heavy on the evolution, pushes it a lot. Every page talks about millions of years ago. So you know, it is what it is. The pictures were kind of fun. But it also was kind of a more difficult one to just like pick up and read with the kids. Okay, this was probably my least favorite one out of all of them. I have one kid that rated it as a 1, which surprises me. It was Ellie. My other 2 rated it as 5s. This is the Magic School Bus in the time of the dinosaurs. So this does talk a lot about evolution, which is fine. The other thing is that as a person who's reading this to multiple children, we also had this problem with the oceanography one. It's really a difficult read for more than one kid at a time. I mean, even for one kid, it's very cluttered looking. I have a hard time looking at this book. So, it has, you know, the Magic School Bus kids and the fun Miss Frizzle antics, but there's also like speech bubbles and random facts on the sides of the page. It's just a lot. And for our family, that was, well, for Ellie and I, it was very distracting and hard to kind of read. But for a couple of my kids, they really enjoyed it. So, this is also another one that I would not probably buy. Okay, so on to some better books that are on the top of this pile. I did not order these in any specific way, just however they were in the pile. So I have, this is a picture book biography. I love picture book biographies, you guys. This one is When Sue Found Sue. These were great. All of these picture book biographies that we got were wonderful, and I would recommend them. This engaging and fully accurate telling of my discovery of Sue the T-Rex is sure to inspire young readers to think and imagine, opening their minds to dream of expanded possibilities for their own lives. This is about Sue Hendrickson finding the most intact Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton. My kids all rated it very highly. One rated it as a 4 and 2 of them rated it as a 5. It goes through her whole life as a young girl and her curiosity about things, and then also her life as an archaeologist and her determination to find something special, which she did. Okay, this one I also loved. This might have been my favorite one. So Beth rated it as a 3, but my other 2 rated it as a 5. This one is Barnum's Bones. How Barnum Brown discovered the most famous dinosaur in the world. This one probably had the least amount of evolution in it out of all of these books. So do with that information what you will. But this book is wonderfully illustrated, gives all of these characters a lot of personality. And you can even tell just by the pictures about how much personality these people have. Barnum was an archaeologist. He went through a lot of trouble to dig up all these dinosaur bones. And there's a lot of talk of natural history. There's this really fun way that he dug up this particular dinosaur bone, and it talks about how he liked to dance. Sorry guys, this is like 3 weeks since we've read all of these books, so it's about how his parents knew that he was going to do something important and unusual. They gave him the name Barnum after P.T. Barnum, the circus man, and they talk about the timeline of digging up all of the dinosaur bones and how he actually did fulfill that dream of his parents by doing something important and unusual by discovering these dinosaur bones and bringing them back to life. Okay, this one is a series. It's part of a series, Little Miss History. She travels to the La Brea Tar Pits and Museum in this book. I think my kids rated this as a 3, but I don't see it. Anyway, I would agree with that rating. It was okay. It does show a lot of things about the La Brea Tar Pits. We haven't gotten to go to the tar pits yet. We do plan to do that. I was assuming this would be a little bit more fun than it is, but it does, you know, show some real life pictures in here and what we can really expect from the trip to this museum. But I didn't like this character very much. There was nothing wrong with her. I just didn't think that it was very engaging, so. The Dinosaur Lady. Let's see. This is the daring discoveries of Mary Anning, the first paleontologist. So we've got a 4 and 2 5s from my kids. This book is beautiful. So I'm trying to pick these off so that you can see them. See the front cover of this? It's a timeline of Mary Anning's life and fantastic fossil facts. Mary Anning was a determined woman who decided to become a paleontologist, even though people said that she was just a girl who couldn't do these things. So it was really a fun thing for my girls. I am not against, you know, doing a lot of history that is about guys, about men, because that is real life. But it is always really special when we come up against finding books about influential women in history. We really enjoy hearing about how women can do things that are special and exciting, and it does ignite sparks in my girls. So certainly boys could also get a lot of good things out of this book, but it was also really cool for my girls. So this book is a DK, Dinosaurs and Other Prehistoric Life, like kind of kids encyclopedia. My kids gave it a 3, a 4, and a 5. I thought it was pretty great. Look at how beautiful it is. We have this one and I think just a regular nature one so far, and I love these. They are just lovely. All DK books, you know, are pretty great in and of themselves, but I do want to show you guys the inside of this one. This is one that we did not read cover to cover, but it does have a lot of really great information. It is pretty basic as far as an encyclopedia, so if you are looking to deep dive into some things, this is probably not the right one for you. But we have a 5th grader, a 4th grader, and a 2nd grader, and this was pretty great for my 2nd grader because it is a small chunk of information, not a ton for her to try to digest, but it also had some beautiful pictures of some real life things, some drawings, and just enough information for her little 2nd grader self to be able to get through, and then also break down to write into her research pages that she ended up having to do. So they do talk about how long they are. Some little interesting facts about a Stegosaurus. Was 30 feet long. That's 9 meters, but its brain was only about the size of a plum. So that's pretty interesting. We had to look up like where each of these dinosaurs was found, how big it was, and write an interesting fact. So that was basically perfect for that. This one is this DK Smithsonian dinosaurs. This one had a lot more information about it. And we have a 4 and 2 5s rating from my kids. This is what it looks like. Discover the biggest, scariest, and weirdest animals ever to walk, swim, or fly on the planet. Feathered or furry or scaly, they're all here. So this one has a lot more information in it. Lots of big pictures, but there's like specific facts on different kinds of dinosaurs and prehistoric animals. Sorry guys if you hear my kids fighting in the background, or I'm not sure what they're doing. They sound like they're fighting, but anyway, so this is, it shows different varieties of types of dinosaurs too, which was really interesting to see. My kids really enjoyed the colorful, bright pages, and again, my bigger kids were able to do a little more in-depth research using this. So this Atlas of Dinosaur Adventures got a 4 and 2 5s from my kids. I did buy this for research purposes, but I think this one probably could be skipped. I do feel like it was okay, but I liked the other ones much better. I am able, by the way, to get a lot of these books because we have a public charter school. So I kind of feel a little bit dedicated to doing this year, collecting a lot of reference materials for the purpose of this channel. I want to be able to show you guys the research materials that we're using for school, some of the picture books that go with these things. Anyway, this book is an atlas book, so it talks about different places and where you might find some of these dinosaurs, a little bit of information about the creatures, but I feel like the Smithsonian Dinosaurs book did a better job and gave you the same kind of information. So that is the Atlas of Dinosaur Adventures. Anyway, so you will probably see upcoming another video like this about oceanography, and then I will determine whether that is something that you guys want to continue to see or not based on the number of views and likes and comments and things like that. Just so you guys know where I'm coming from. Okay, so all of these were recommended to me by the Harbor and Sprout curriculum, or the curriculum, the Beautiful Feet curriculum. So this one got all 5s from my kids. This is Mary Leakey, a paleontologist. This is a short picture book about Mary Leakey. Same kind of thing. She was a girl who wanted to be a paleontologist, and so she made it happen. There is some more, let me see if I can find the page. There is more in here about ancestry and things like that. So there is talk of humans from apes. So that is kind of something that like is a little bit less of a draw to me. I don't love that, but again, we talked about it as a family. There is a good timeline in here of her life. At the end, we do enjoy looking at the real life pictures of some of these people, and this is part of a series. So there's Dorothy Vaughan, the computer scientist, Bonnie Dunbar, the astronaut, and Mary Jackson, the engineer, as part of this series. So that is kind of cool too. Sorry, I'm like trying to also watch the time. I have to go somewhere in a little bit, so I want to make sure that my mom's not texting me to come over. Okay, so this one, Trapped in Tar, my kids all gave it, 2 of them gave it a 3, 1 of them gave it a 4. I thought this was very interesting. This is a lot of information that we will be seeing at the La Brea Tar Pits. This one didn't come with our history curriculum, but it was an extra dig deeper kind of a book suggestion in that curriculum. And I really enjoyed this one. I felt like it really talked a lot more about history as opposed to like the Dr. Seuss book. So we did learn a lot about the animals and how they got trapped in the tar, how Los Angeles is basically on a giant tar pit. So anyway, that was a really cool thing to read about. We did break it up into several sessions because it is a longer picture book. Okay, this one I already owned, and I don't think my kids, I don't think my kids rated this one. However, we do like this book. I do like the life-size regular animals one much better, and I think they just came out with a new one. This is from Usborne Books. But this shows some life-size dinosaurs, and it does have a lot of evolution in it, just warning you. But it is really fun to kind of get to see the pictures of some of the animals. Like here's a giant foot, and kind of like see it in comparison to yourself. So this is a fun picture book for younger kids. I mean, my other kids enjoy it as well, but okay, Toby and the Ice Giants. I don't think that I have I don't think I have a lot of opinions about this one, but I have a 3, 4, and 5 from my kids. So I'm gonna read the back. Join Toby the Bison in this fact-filled adventure as he explores the Ice Age tundra and meets some of the giants that roam the planet. In this wonderfully illustrated story that delivers digestible facts about Earth's historic inhabitants, children will share in Toby's adventures as he skirts the dangers of the polar bear climbs in this search to make new friends. So, I can't even remember how this story went, but it does have the story of Toby, and then it also has information about different animals. I do remember that I did not love that they changed directions. It's just a, you know, type A personality thing, I think. But we did enjoy reading about each of these animals. Sorry, I'm like flinging this book around, so it's probably making you guys seasick. Sorry about that. And yeah, that is basically it. It's a story with facts along the side. So it probably could be skipped, but anyway, Eyewitness Fossil. We didn't actually use this that much because I really liked the other 2 reference books that I have recommended. This got 2 1s and a 5 from my kids. They looked through it. We didn't really use this one that much, but it looks like other DK encyclopedia type books. It's much shorter. So if you're gonna buy one, get the one with the big green eye on it. Okay, so this one, this is an instance where you just have to not judge a book by its cover. My kids like did not pick this one and did not pick this one for the entire month that we were studying paleontology, and I finally was like, we got to read this book, guys. And they were like, really? Do we have to? It's a picture book biography about Waterhouse Hawkins, who is an artist who made dinosaur sculptures. So we have a 2, a 4, and a 5 from my kids. It's a little lengthy, so I do kind of wish, there's a lot of words on each page. I do kind of wish that they made it a little more concise. But overall, I really loved the story of this. And I loved also at the end how they talk about how dinosaurs, we don't really know what they looked like. So these are just somebody's guess. So there's also like pictures about, I'll try to insert a photo of this. There's, so you can get a better idea of what it looks like. There's, you know, what Waterhouse thought that they look like, and then what we think that they look like now, because we know different things than we knew back when he was making these sculptures. And also, some of these sculptures still exist today in places like Central Park in New York. All right, last one that I'm seeing right now. I may have to come back and show another one later, because I think that we had a few more, but last one I'm seeing right now, also another one we did not use because we got so much out of some of the other books. This is Fossils for Kids, a Junior Scientist's Guide to Dinosaur Bones, Ancient Animals, and Prehistoric Life on Earth. There's nothing wrong with this other than, obviously, it's a dinosaur book, so they have a lot of millions of years ago talk in here. But like I've said before, I don't really have a problem with that per se. It just wasn't as engaging as some of the other books. So this is just not the one that my kids picked up because the pictures weren't as good and there's more words per page. So if you have a older kid, then you might enjoy this one, but it is a junior scientist guide, so I'm not exactly sure who this was supposed to be geared towards, because as we all know, kids really like to look at colorful pictures. So, okay guys, I knew I was gonna forget one, so I had to restart the camera, but we also read the Secret Explorers and the Ice Age Adventures book as a read aloud. It was a pretty quick read. It only took us, I don't know how many chapters there are, but we basically read a chapter a day. There's a lot of pictures. Let's see. There's 8 chapters, so it only took us 2 weeks to read this. It's cute. It reminds me a lot of the Magic Treehouse series, but it's a little bit longer. Here's what the words look like on the inside. I feel like this doesn't have to be a read aloud, but I was looking for something that kind of like lined up with our Ice Age. There's a picture on just about every page, like a little one, and then there's at the end of every chapter there's a big picture. It was cute. I don't know what else to say about it. It didn't bother me that they talked about Ice Age and things like that. We liked the characters. I do feel like, you know, it's kind of like that Disney thing where these kids are doing things that their parents might not think was safe or good. But other than that, it was a cute read. My older kids are kind of a little bit big for this. And so I don't think that they were like super excited about it. My 7-year-old though loved it, and when she graduates into this type of book, I probably will get the rest of them for her to read. I will, now that we're close to the end of the video, I will also say there is a creation institute that I will also be taking my kids to in, I think San Diego. And I'm excited to take them there. We are going to go to the La Brea Tar Pits, and then we also are going to go to the Creation Museum. Obviously not on the same day, but I want them to get both worldviews. So if you are in the Southern California region, that seems like I have been to both of those places before, like as a teenager. And I remember loving both things equally. So that's kind of where we're coming from as homeschoolers studying these kinds of topics. I think that it is good for them to have both sides of the story, because they need to know. They really do. I mean, and they're not too immature or too young to know what we think about creation, what we think about dinosaurs, what we think about how we study the world around us. I think it's really important for them to know where science is coming from, but also to know where we are coming from biblically. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys. It would really help me out if you would drop a comment in the comment box below that lets me know what you think, if I should keep doing these videos or not. And I am so thankful to have you guys watching me week after week, or if you're new, having you pop into my channel to check out what we have to say here. I would love it if you guys would subscribe if you're new. Click the thumbs up button if you liked this video, as a free way to support our channel and our family. And I will talk to you in our next video. Hi guys, thanks for watching all the way to the end. You are in yet another place in my house that I don't usually film. Sorry it's a little bit dark. Hopefully I can fix that with some editing. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this short because this video is probably already very long. Anyway, so funny story. I started doing yoga again this week. I have off and on done these kind of like low impact workouts as a person with arthritis. So if you watched my last video, I talked about how I have arthritis. I've had it for a really long time. And so I'm always like trying to figure out what can I do to get my body moving but not be in excruciating pain afterwards. So I'm doing yoga. Doing yoga actually for weight loss. It's like a yoga for your core, but I'm doing like just, if you search yoga for weight loss on YouTube, you will find videos that are like 10 minutes long, which is perfect for me, who is very out of shape. So I did my first one, when did I do it? Friday? I think Friday, Saturday, one of those days. It was over the weekend, and holy moly, you guys, you'd think a 10-minute yoga workout would not be that big of a deal. I think my body forgot I had abs because for the next several days I was dying, and I was like, this was a 10-minute like easy yoga workout. What is happening? Apparently you can get so out of shape that your body forgets that it has certain muscles. So that's my story for you. I will see you guys in my next video.